So in my house, I was just explaining to Davey, the roof is quite literally lifting off the ground, and all of the lights went out and the Wi-Fi went.
If not, we're fucked. Oh,
Well,
dropping an F-bomb.
Dropping straight in with swearing. We're gonna
Straight
get
in with
cancelled,
the F-bomb.
dude.
That's it. We're off. That's the algorithm ruined for this week's
Done.
episode, folks. So if you do hear it, thank you very much for checking in. If not, fuck it.
It's episode 33, and this one I'm in. Oh, last one I was at home. This one I'm actually in Tuscany, dude. So if the internet seems all right, you can hear me, can't you? Can everyone?
Does
hear
seem
me?
okay actually. Yeah, it's slow uploading, but we're all right. Yeah, I think we're okay, mate. Yeah,
We're all right. All right.
Coming in
Good,
live from Tuscany, folks. Coming in live from Tuscany. Where's
Yeah.
Tuscany, Ollie? If you ask me, I know where you are, but if you ask me before you telling me where you are, where's Tuscany? I ain't got a clue, bro. I ain't got a clue where it is.
Italia. So
Yeah.
I flew into a place called Milan last night.
Milan.
Yeah, Milan. Yeah, they do
Where's-
a lot of. That's in Italy.
Okay, all right.
I just
Okay,
like
it's
to
in
say,
it.
I like to say it like that, Milan,
Where is it really? What is the real place called?
Milan. But I like to say it Milan. I think there's something
Very-
in mispronouncing things that I enjoy. I don't know why.
Because people like me go, oh really? Where is that?
Where's Milan? So yeah, I'm in Milan. Well, no,
Okay.
I flew into Milan, then we drove south. I thought we were driving north because that's what I thought the mountains were, but no, we drove south to Tuscany.
Yep.
And I'm here with Ben and Matt from Goodyear, and we're exhibiting at the Bike Connection show. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not actually, no, which is kind of scary that I don't know what it is, having worked in the bike industry for many years.
Well,
I've never heard of Bike Connection, so please enlighten me, enlighten our lovely listeners and viewers as to what Bike
this is my first go of it as well. I've never been in before. I've been invited a few times by different brands. I think the idea is they get a load of press here.
Yeah.
Because previously it's been Eurobike. You've been to Eurobike, right? Or you've seen Eurobike, yeah.
Yeah.
So to our listeners, Eurobike is mind-blowingly massive. It's like aircraft hangar after aircraft hangar of different brands. And whether that's like core mountain bike brands, giant factories, or whether it's like your mate down the road with a garage project, remortgaging his house and trying to sell a chocolate derailleur. They've got it all at Eurobike. It's insane. And I think this is like a reaction to Eurobike being so big and kind of almost, I guess if everyone goes to the same place to exhibit, then you get a bit lost maybe. I mean, you've done a lot of shows. Would you say you agree with that?
True.
Or what?
I think it's quite a mixed vibe out there, a mixed bag, because certain people probably want to have that one hit wonder. Especially Eurobike's a few days. You can go, you can spend a few days there, you can get it all done in one. Limited time off work, less travelling, well, especially at the moment, probably not too easy to do that. But then the other side of me, a lot of people do enjoy these things. They're good for connecting. Maybe you want to connect with a brand that you maybe distribute or whatever every 3 months, 6 months, annually, whatever. So I don't know if there's a right answer, dude, from my side either. I don't know if there's a correct answer. I think it's important to have options. And I know looking at not the bike market, but if you look at like the fashion side, which I often do quite a lot of with Saks, there's tons of shows, man. You could go to a show every weekend if you wanted to, I think. You know, you've got like fashion shows, you've got certain retailers will put on their own show where you can go and display and talk to shop staff. There's tons of them. So it's just funny that I'd never heard of this one. I guess it's kind of unique, but yeah, whatever.
Well, I think it's not exclusive, but it's limited in size.
Right.
Okay, so
is it sort of invite only, do you think? Or do you know?
I don't think it's invite only. I just think there's limited slots. So, I think in terms of press, there's limited numbers of that as well. So there's let's say there's 20 press. So there's a press event and then there's a distributor event, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, again, this is my first time, so I don't really have a clue. But
yeah.
So I think the idea is if you've got a product, so let's just say, for instance, we choose to launch some ride companion merchandise. You know, let's just say that we've got I don't know. Let's put it out there. Maybe some mud guards, maybe a t-shirt, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
we could come here and we could set up and feel like we're having more intimate connection with the people that matter, and we can invite distributors over to have a look and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think there is something in networking and in...
There is. There's a lot in networking.
Yeah,
always something comes away from these shows.
Absolutely.
You can always be, again, done them a lot now, like, you can think it's a total waste of time, but you come away thinking, well, there's that one contact that's going to change my business, or it's going to open doors,
100%.
or it's just nice to meet people. Like that. There's also that side of it too,
Dude,
where it's just nice to be out and meeting people and speaking to people.
Not naturally like fucking queuing up to meet people, you know? I'll be honest, in life, I'm not like, oh, let's get me some more people, please. But every time I've dragged my heels to one of these shows over the years, I've always come away and thought, fuck, do you know what? You're a fucking grumpy bastard. Like, go out, meet people, see what happens. And often good shit happens, like,
it's true,
from doing those shows and stuff. So yeah, it's and this one's really cool because this one is in Tuscany, like I've said, which I don't really know where it is, but we're at the foothills of some quite manageable, I wouldn't call them mountains, but there's a lot of riding around here. So what it means, Eurobike, you don't get to look at a product, have it presented to you, and then ride it. You don't get that. Whereas here you can. We can go out on rides, and my good friend Rue is out here. He's been doing these Bike Connection shows for ages, and he takes photos which are then usable by the brands that...
Yeah, okay. You know what I think there is as well? I've just twigged that there might be a ski connection, it's called, where they do the similar thing. It's a trade show, but you can also, take a pair of skis out and go for a ski. I guess you call it a slide. So yeah, I think I have heard of it now. I think it's just twigged in my silly little brain on a Monday afternoon. But yeah, interesting, man. It's one to probably check out. I think it sounds like it could be a good one. I think as well, I was thinking about Eurobike and stuff. A lot of it, when you go there to visit people, a lot of it's set up meetings and you have a specific time. But if you don't do that and you're not that organised, you find yourself, maybe going, okay, oh shit, I need to go meet Olly and Ben at Goodyear. You walk over there, you find the stand. It's at Eurobike, could be a 5-mile walk away. I don't know, and you're busy. So you're like, okay, I'll come back in a bit, but you come back still busy, and then you never get to catch up again. Yeah. So I guess with the more structured side of it, I can see how that could be a good thing, a little bit more intimate, stuff like that. So I guess the show starts tomorrow, does it? Or is it, when does it start?
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. We're just like pumping up tyres and this and that at the minute. Yeah. We're going to have to, there's plenty of stuff to do, but it's less than Eurobike would be. I guess what you got to think as well is when you actually break down, when I was working at DMR in the office more and like organising the Eurobike show, when you actually break down like, let's say you're a fairly big company and you've got, I don't know, 15 distributors. That's actually 15 people that you need to see. So it's 15 meetings. So it's like you put on this massive, you buy 60 grand stand space. You spend all this money on banners and people to man the stand, all of the hotels, flying everyone over there. And then you sit there and basically it hinges on 15, I don't know what, 100 grand orders or whatever. If you're like a fairly big company, like that's just bizarre, isn't it? It's like...
It is really, it is, but that's exactly what it is, isn't it? It's like you say, it's meeting those people, getting the orders in place. A lot of the time it's doing forward ordering, forecasting, sitting and going through figures and spreadsheets and all that sort of stuff. The side of the industry that for most people isn't that fun.
Yeah.
Some people love it, right? But for me, not my thing. I'm not that guy.
I feel like I've always been a bit of a... I'm a bit of... at these shows, I'm sort of like... like certainly this one, I almost don't know. I know what I'm here for,
What are you there for?
Well, I'm here to sort of dance around and go riding with people, really, aren't I?
Is that what it is? Okay, so you're the guy that's going to take people out to try the new tyre.
Do you know what? I'm like that. I'm like one of those socialites, that go around embassies That's what I think I'm like.
Okay, you're like. Okay, all right. A socialite that goes around embassies.
No, do you know what I mean though? Like, in like these, you know, like in the Ferrero Rocher advert, the ambassador, you're really spoiling us.
You're like the fluffer.
I think I am. Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, you're like a fluffer. So you're going to take these people out for a ride. You're going to fluff them up a little bit. You're going to ride quite slow. You're going to make them feel fast. You're going to go, that's all tyres, man.
He's gaining on me.
I swear you were pin. Yeah, it's tyres. You got to get these tyres in.
Like that Ken Dart bloke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I bet Ken's there. He'll be over there at Bike Connection. Yeah. Mate, I like it. You're the fluffer. That's cool. Goodyear's fluffer.
I am indeed. So I'm over here. So I'm quite excited to see what it's like. I haven't been out on my bike yet. I haven't built it up yet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Exciting. And how long's the show? 3 days, 4 days?
I'm
what
over
we're
here
talking?
a week. I don't know. I don't know is the answer. So sorry to everyone listening as well. It seems probably fairly vague. You're probably thinking.
Dare say it's Tuesday to Friday. I'm going to say.
Let's just
then a
give it
weekend
go.
of chilling.
Sure.
Just keep showing up, dude. Just keep riding that bike down those hills.
Be friendly and keep biking.
That's all you're there for. Just shut your mouth.
In the evenings, I go around and I hand out Ferrero Rochers. That's what I'm doing. And I laugh at. Do you know what I do? I laugh at people's jokes, but just a tiny bit before they say the punchline.
I tried to do it then, but I couldn't time it.
Yeah, the internet connection it fucked it up.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, the internet fucked that up royally.
Yeah,
out here.
I don't have any experience really in Tuscany. I don't think anyway. I don't know where on the boot it is. It'd be cool to live in a country that's shaped like something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it'd be really cool to live in a country that's shaped like something. And you could say, yeah, I'm down in the heel, I'm down at the toe, I'm by the ankle, by the top lace.
I'm on the bell end at the moment. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to, Easy joke. You can have it though.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. So, how was your weekend, man? I've seen some videos, I've seen some footage coming through. Tell me about
what
the weekend and
yeah, so... Hey, I tell you what, this is the north-south thing. The south got it heavy, didn't we? Compared to you guys.
Yeah, South got it heavy. I think we had it, but it was a little bit delayed. And I think the thing is with this storm, people were like, okay, look at the southerners. Even the trees are soft. You know what I mean? Even the trees are falling. Even the trees are falling down, man. The fences can't be bothered either. They can't be arsed. They're just falling over. And the north were just up here with our fucking stiff tree. just holding out. Whereas, we were just sat outside enjoying the wind. But like, there was definitely a delay. It was weird because you were sending me that, you sent me that video of a tree falling down in the yard, and I'm like, looking outside like, dude, there's literally nothing up here. But then, so that was Saturday, and then yesterday we had it real bad. Like we had bad wind. We even had a plant pot fall over in the garden, dude, which is just
really,
and we got bins blowing down the road. Been out litter picking a lot today.
Good on you.
It's bin day as well, dude.
My mum's still without power. My mum's still without power.
Really?
And so no heating, no power. She's just
Jeez.
So it's
sorry to hear that, man. That sucks.
Really fucked some stuff up. Yeah, it's gnarly. So I was I came back from obviously from riding, and pulled up in my drive, and I was looking at this tree. It's got a lot of ivy on it. I was looking at it. It's really fucking swaying, and I don't like the hysteria. I don't like the toilet paper nonsense. So when everyone says it's a storm, I just feel like, just shut up. I'll make my own mind up. But as I was coming down the drive, I was like, it's a storm.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's windy. You know what I mean?
The cheese on two wheels.
Like, all right. All right, maybe I do need some toilet paper. So I
there's no need to cut a tree down there.
Well, as I parked up, I was like, this is so bitch of me. But I'm going to move my truck because I love my truck. I'm going to move it slightly out of where I imagined the tree would go. So I've gone in. I've moved my truck just out of the way. You know, it's in between another couple of trees that were safe, lower down ones.
Yeah.
I've gone inside, and I've looked out, and I'm like, fucking that tree looks dodgy. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing's really said that it would fall down. But I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like, fucking hell, that is dodgy. So I've messaged the neighbour who I'm friends with, and I was like, dude, I wouldn't park your car round the back. It really looks. I'm no expert, but it really looks like the tree's coming down. I've messaged him it. I messaged him a photo. Then honestly, like 5 seconds later, I heard a noise, and I obviously wasn't the only person thinking this tree was going to come down. A bloke sat in his car. A tree has landed on the driver's side, on the steering wheel, smashed his hand. There's blood all over his hand. I've looked out the window. His car is fucking crushed by the trees, and he's climbing out this tiny gap. So that's one part of the story. I was like, fuck me, I can't believe this. The trees are actually coming down.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah.
So I've talked to another neighbour. I've said, look, just chuck. I'm shouting up to the window, chuck your keys down and move your car out of the way, because their car is like parked at the base of this tree. So I've got in a car, bombed it out of the way, got out of the car, 10, 20 seconds go by, and this tree has fallen directly. And I sent you the video.
Yeah.
It's a big old tree, and it's fucking gone directly where a car was, directly where I drove it. It's insane, dude. So it's like I actually predicted that it was coming down. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was obvious to someone who actually knew what they're looking at. But that's what I mean. I don't know what I'm looking at. So
well, mate,
yeah, it was
good job you
action.
tried. Yeah,
Huh?
Action man right there. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Out there saving the neighbour's cars.
Crazy, yeah. So then Sunday I spent just Saturday
Yeah, Saturday that was.
Friday. That was Friday. So on Saturday I spent the whole day. I think it was Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday or Saturday, wasn't it?
Sound like blithering idiots here. But on Saturday I went out for a ride in the morning, a cross country ride, and I was like, this is shit. Every trail was blocked.
Yeah.
And then went home and just cut up trees for the entire day.
Wow, I guess someone had to move it out of the yard, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get it all chipped up.
Wow.
It's now in neat piles. It was cool actually, man. It was like all of the neighbours, because you don't do much community shit these days. I feel like it'd be nice if you did. So myself and all of the neighbours, we just chipped in and did like I don't know. It's not the most. It's like we worked like a day together, just cutting wood, and there was something nice about it. It was like
yeah,
it was
man.
good.
Like you say, that community thing is lost a lot. And it's a shame it always takes either a pandemic or a disaster to bring people together.
Yeah,
Isn't it? Like we think about it a
absolutely,
lot.
yeah.
I mean, where I live, it's not the most community-driven area. Anyway, there's a lot of rental homes. Our next door neighbour to this side, he like rents. He's not like the most personable. Let's just put it that way. But it's nice that something similar happened to me actually just the other day. That the woman who lives opposite and her husband just randomly knocked on the door and asked if I knew how to put a tyre on a bike wheel, because they'd seen me riding a bike. And I was like, that's really nice. Like, I'm super glad that you did that. There's a bike shop 10 minutes walk away. I was like, but yeah, it's, I don't know, man. The community thing's something that we always talk about here, to be honest. It'd be so nice to live. Maybe it's a little bit of where we live as well. Like I say, it's not the most community driven area. There's a lot of rental properties. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't naturally say that they lean towards community, but a lot of that is probably incorrect, because they probably need community more than a lot of people who aren't like that, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely. I think it's a shame that it takes something like that, or a pandemic or a whatever, for people to, again, we were talking about the thing last week about running out of food. Like that would drive a community together really fast, right?
100%.
So
do you know what was interesting as well? I always look at people, someone who I would consider popular, and I see them celebrating their birthday or something, and I think, fucking hell, he's got a lot of friends, or like a lot, and I try and imagine myself like, hey guys, anyone want to go for a meal? And I just think, fucking no one will come. I can't imagine feeling like, when you see like people on big tables, everyone looks happy, everyone's friends. I just can't imagine doing that, or I can't imagine anyone turning up. And then I messaged two of my friends, Dason and Farths was up the woods. I was actually just messaging to say, sorry, I'm not going to be able to come digging. And he came round and he fucking worked like a dog, carrying wood all day, as did Dason. And you just think, actually, people do look out for each other. And I would do the same for them, I guess that's the reason they do it. But that sort of thing's quite nice in a way. It's quite like, I don't know.
No, it is. I'm glad. Yeah, you're right. It is. You do sometimes become surprised at how many people will reach out and help you out. And I'm glad you've said that, 'cause it's something I've been thinking about a lot recently as well. So
Really, yeah.
I think I go through, I like some...
It's easy to lose faith. It is in humans, isn't it? Yeah.
Fact. But also yourself, most importantly for me. Like, I go through these little... And I've had one recently, bit of a wobble. I call it a bit of a mental health wobble, where I'm a bit off and I doubt everything and I doubt if anyone gives a shit anymore. And I had this weekend again. I don't know, man, why. It's silly to say it out loud, but I had a little day on Saturday where... And I think a lot of it is a knock-on of a pandemic as well, right? And I know
agree, dude.
We don't want to go down that too far, but like ultimately, there's a knock-on effect that people have been disconnected from each other,
100%.
And it's now hard to start again. Like the certain friendship groups of mine, and again, I know we've spoken about it before, and hopefully it's relatable to people, but certain friendship groups have just been totally demolished because of a pandemic, basically, and been told to stay indoors and not see your friends and this, that. And now you're at a point where you're like, well, I've not spoke to this person for 6 months. Like, why would I all of a sudden reach out? Like, you feel a little bit awkward about it. You know what I mean? So on Saturday, we had a storm up here, I guess. Like, it was horrible and windy and rainy, and I was sat inside and I was a bit down, really. And I was like, fuck, like, no one's reached out today. I ain't got anything to do. I'm sort of bored, like kind of lonely in a weird kind of way. And it did just get me thinking about it a lot more, that, like, the knock-on of this, I think we're going to see this for a long time. And we've done our fair share of talking about lockdowns, man. We did a whole series about it. We don't need to keep beating that drum. But I dare say that people are still struggling with it and
it's good
are
to talk
feeling
about it,
disconnected.
I think it is good to talk about it, because it's I don't reckon there's many people that can honestly say there's zero effect on them.
Yeah. And I think it's not a nice feeling. Alienation, loneliness, disconnected is a very weird feeling, and it's only something that I feel like you can get through if you almost get through it and make connections with people. And if you're a bit nervous and you're like, well, why would I? Again, some of my friends, I've not spoken to them for 6, 7, 8, 2 years. Like, it's crazy. Like, and again, it's all been, and I think everyone's probably feeling that way, but no one's making the effort to sort it out, because it's easy not to, right? It's easy that, again, a lot of people have got your own home, or maybe you've got financial pressures because of what's been going on the last few years, or maybe you've just settled into this weird new routine where of an evening or a weekend you don't bother going out anymore because you're that used to being indoors and watching the Idiot Box or whatever you might be up to. But it takes making that connection again and go out, turn your shit off, turn your phones off, and just go and do something.
Do you know the fuck thing is, and I wouldn't have said I would have said I was pretty fucking weird before the pandemic anyway, or I'm not that normal anyway. But the fuck thing is, I can't remember what it was like before, and I remember things that I used to do, and I think, what the fuck? Like, we used to do a pub quiz every Sunday.
Yeah.
And I remember them, and I think, fucking hell. And I remember it being a rush to get there because I had so much on, and I was seeing so many different people, and
totally.
And I can't remember how I used to fit everything in, or how I can't remember the balance between. This sounds really fucking stupid, but I can't remember.
No, mate, you bang on with that. Absolutely spot on with it.
I almost can't remember the balance between family and friends and different friendship groups and work, and how I used to operate things. Because I've gone away and been sat at the top of the hill doing cross-country rides on my own with my lovely girlfriend. Thank goodness I've got. And then it is bizarre. And it's not like I live badly or anything, but all I'm saying is I can see a big change, and I'm a happy person, and I can see a big change. So if I was a struggling person and then there's been this big change, it's enough to fucking... It's shit, dude. Yeah, it is.
Shit, it totally is, and that's often how I feel a lot of the time. I wouldn't say, again, I'm on the fence with this stuff a lot of the time. I'd say I sit on the fence. I'm perfectly fine 70% of the time. The other 30% is I can be an absolute nightmare to be around, or I'm just in my own head. Yeah. I get anxious.
So what's your number one? What's the number one thing you would say that you like? That fucking gets to you or worries you or whatever.
I get a feeling of anxiety that it's very hard to pinpoint what it is. I really struggle to explain it. I get this like, this sort of like my skin, hurts, and I'm just like anxious, and I'm like pent up, and nothing I do takes my mind off it. So I search, and I get into a vicious cycle of, because my release is exercise a lot of the time, and I think I've said this before, but I'll be like, right, I've got anxiety. Number one thing is, okay, obviously you look at what you're eating, you're like, right, am I eating good? Like, is that a thing? Okay, sort that out. Second thing is, I need to exercise. And I'll work out so hard that I'll beat myself into the ground, and then I'm knackered, so I can't do anything, and then I'm lethargic, and then it's just this vicious cycle. But I don't really have a trigger as such. No, it just comes and goes. Emma calls it my like male period. I have like every 3 months I have a few weeks where I'm just off, and it's like I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be on my own, which is strange because then we do this and no one would ever like. It's weird. No, like I can just like I can turn it on and off is what I'm saying. Right. I can be like really down and feel really, really shit, and then you're like, right, here we go, podcast, let's go. Like turn it on and I'll be okay for a bit, and then it comes back and bites me again tomorrow or a little bit later on. But this loneliness, alienation feeling, disconnected, and I just think that take a leap of faith, like go reach out to some friends if you're struggling, for sure, because it will help, and going out and doing stuff with your friends does help, and I think everyone's feeling the same way. But also there's this, I might be off on this, but I think there's a nervousness of being around people because you know that certain topics are going to come up, and again, I think people have got very different opinions of what's going on in the world at the moment, and what's right and what's wrong, and what you should have and what you shouldn't have. Very polarizing. So I've done this a million times, man. There's certain friends that I know we think differently that I don't reach out to because I know that it's going to be a thing, and I don't want every meal or every beer you go for, or every bike ride.
About it either.
To,
it's like, and like it comes up
you don't want to talk about it.
And you're like, dinner parties, as if I go to dinner parties. You know what I mean? like it does just come up, and you're like,
comes up in McDonald's.
I don't want to. Absolutely. It's just amazing. It's because actually, genuinely, when you think about the change, right? When you actually put it on paper, it's not that much, but it's also, do you know what I mean? Oh, dude, Davy, I've got a question for you, man.
Come at me, man. Any questions, I can answer them. I'm an oracle.
You are an oracle of knowledge. You are quite right. Okay, I've got 13 hours coming up on a plane. I've got nothing to do. I'm turning up. My legs have fallen asleep. I just wish I had something productive I could do with my downtime.
Mate, fair point. All right. We all have a lot of downtime, whether it's on flights, sat on the sofa watching TV, whatever it could be, man. So, have you heard of Compex?
No, I haven't, but I have a feeling you're about to tell me more.
I'm about to give you a little history lesson as well, mate. Real quick one. So, in 1988, the first computerized muscle pocket exerciser, or Compex, was born. Since then, Compex has been providing clinically proven and market-leading muscle stimulators to athletes and sports enthusiasts all over the globe. Now, I fit in that bracket, athlete and sports enthusiast. Emphasis on the athlete.
Emphasis. So, heavy emphasis. Okay, carry on, please.
Since then, Compex has become the world leader in portable muscle stimulators, which help improve performance and recovery in sports. Compex's flagship muscle stimulation technology is an essential to healthcare professionals and the most demanding athletes. Again, demanding athlete.
Yeah. Listen, dude, it's all very well saying all of that. It sounds great. A great way to spend time, rehab, recovery, all of that.
Yeah.
But it's surely way too big to take on a bus, a flight, have on the coffee table. Surely there's not an answer to that.
Yeah, man. Again, let me talk to you about this. This is the Compex Mini.
It's tiny, isn't it?
Real small, dude. Real small. It's a solid 12 inches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
tiny.
But it's small.
Yeah.
It's really small. So I've been using this, man, for a little while now. It is a Compex Mini Muscle Stimulator.
Wow.
And as you can see inside, that's all it is, dude. Look how small. Everything's in there that you need to give yourself a good bit of recovery. So again, just to backtrack a tiny little bit, I had an injury recently, and I dare say this thing has been helping get muscles firing again, helping with recovery, but also post-ride, post-run, post-ride, post-exercise, but also pre-ride, pre-run, pre-exercise. So I use it in a few different ways, man. So again, let me just go through those. And also, I'll be honest with you, mate, when this thing turned up, I was a little bit nervous because, you know, there's electric stimulation things, all sorts of stuff going on. But dude, this whole thing...
How does it work? Yeah.
So this whole thing's operated via an app. So you simply download the app and then you go through it and it'll tell you where to put the electrodes. So let's say you're trying to do a little bit of a hamstring or a glute or calf, sort of like either warm up or warm down. It'll show you where to put them. And then you control it through your app. It's got 6 different settings, all of which do various things from recovery through to sort of like, again, getting ready to work out. So I use it in all ways, especially at the moment when it's cold. You don't want to be going out on like cold legs, especially, you know, running and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you're warmed up, ready to go.
I tell you what, dude, I'm sold. But where can I get this from?
Mate, simple. Head to compex.com. I dare say people should go check it out. Have a little look at some of the products. Take a bit of a deep dive. Again, we don't come at our listeners with like some second-rate products, mate, do we? This is like the creme de la creme of sports recovery technology. This stuff it doesn't get any better than Compex. Ask any sort of World Cup team, road racing, CrossFit athletes.
Physio.
Physios. Compex is the name that's going to keep coming up. So head to compex.com, compex.com.
Is that compex.com?
I think, compex.com.
Got it.
Yeah. And then listen up, man. If you enter the code The Ride Companion, what was it?
The Ride Companion in capitals.
Yep. All in capitals.
Okay.
It's going to knock you 20% off everything on the site, which is a pretty big saving, man.
That
They
is a
also
lot.
do split payments. They do free shipping on certain products.
Amazing.
So you don't have to do it all in one hit. You can spread your payments out a little bit as well. So that's really, really cool. And this thing's super competitive, man. When you look at sort of sports recovery tools, especially muscle stimulators, this is 225, I think it is. It's pretty damn cheap for what it is.
With 20% off.
20% off.
Compex.com, The Ride Companion. All in capitals.
Let's go.
Thanks, Compex.
Thank you, Compex.
What's this storm called now anyway? Sorry about that technical difficulties. In my house, I was just explaining to Davey, the roof is quite literally lifting off the ground and all of the lights went out and the Wi-Fi went. So that's why hopefully we've got an advert to put in there.
Yeah, we'll drop something in there.
So yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about. Sorry, dude.
It's all right.
To our listeners.
We were talking about what were we talking about? I remember you saying it was something like a feeling, or what are you talking about? Because I said, is it like a pandemic thing? And you said, no, I think it's this. I think that's what we were talking about.
Fuck no.
It's a shame the roof came in and just ripped that thing to pieces.
It is, yeah. We'll have to listen back to this and see if we had any good points for a change.
No, we're right. But I guess, we were talking about the impacts of going out and hanging out with your friends and not wanting certain subjects to come up, being polarizing.
Oh, yeah.
Etc. etc. So that's what we were talking about. But it is a thing. It's a thing now. I think people have been. It's made a lot of cracks in people's friendships.
Absolutely. And we've just got to crack on with it, I reckon, haven't we? We've just got to crack on, and everything will go back to normal. It's just
hopefully.
It's amazing that it's made that much of a difference.
Yeah, it is. It is
really.
Amazing. It is.
I remember what I was saying because I didn't get to finish it. I felt a bit bad. I wasn't downplaying the pandemic. I was saying the changes on paper to one's life are not that much. So if I said to you, okay, don't see your family for a month, for instance, or whatever it was between the gaps, you would think, okay, it's shit, but it's manageable. You know, if I said to you, right, I'm going to give you 20 grand to not see your parents for 3 weeks, you'd be like, fucking right.
So, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not downplaying it.
I
just
agree.
saying, in theory,
But-
we got to wear a fucking surgical mask. It's bollocks. I was in the airport earlier, and they make me take toothpaste out and put it in my bag. That's always been the case. It's fucking annoying, but it's not like. And now I've got to wear a mask. It's more pointless things. It's all fucking stupid, pointless shit.
Yeah.
We're all apes wandering around trying to get on planes. They put barriers in the way of you, whatever you're doing. What's a traffic light, dude? If you stop at a traffic light, you can see no one's coming. It's still red. You still sit there like a lemon. All I'm saying is, like, there's lots of fucking shit rules that I'm swearing too much now.
No, there is.
Because the
There
roof's
is.
falling off.
I agree with you. I also think, though, it depends on your situation. Especially with what.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely,
all right, don't see your mum and dad for 4 weeks. That's fine. My parents are fine. Some people's are in hospital.
No, completely.
That's
what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
Okay. All I mean is on paper.
Yeah, on paper.
It's on paper. The changes in theory are manageable, and they haven't been. And I would say across the board for a lot of people. So
and that's the problem, I think, as well. The
trying to
paper's
get
been
at.
turning over a lot, and they've been writing
Yeah.
something else, and then the paper keeps going. And by the end of it, we've gone through a full notepad. We started with this little small change, and then we've kept turning the page.
Exactly.
And then at the end of it, we're 2 years down the line, and people
100%.
are still
It's a good way
struggling.
of putting it. It's a good way of putting it. And I'm sorry I was cut off by the roof falling off the
fucking
building because of this storm Eliza, or whatever it's called. What's it called, this storm?
Is it Euphoria? I don't know. Eliza, Euphoria.
Sounds like a nightclub, dude.
Yeah.
Storm Euphoria.
Elisa. Eliza. I don't know. Is it Eliza?
knows?
I don't know. Anyway, so we've been doing this thing where we set a challenge for people each week. Sometimes we miss it, whatever. This week's challenge, folks, reach out to a friend you've not spoke to for a long time. Check in. Let's make sure that people are okay, because ultimately we want people to be okay. And it's helped me over the last sort of few weeks to do that.
Dude,
Catch up with a few friends. Yeah, go for a bike ride with someone you've not seen for a while. Like we were doing in lockdown, just reach out. Jesus Christ. Was that the roof going?
It's fucking going, yeah, dude.
I can see you living in a tent by the end of this week.
Mate, I can't believe it. It's like Tuscany. You know what they put on the postcard? They don't put 90 mile an hour sideways winds. Tornado warnings. I thought I was going to be picking olives and lying by the pool. No such luck, dude. I'm pumping up tyres.
Drinking fine wine.
Yeah, what's going on?
Fine wine.
Hey, I've actually got a note here, and I'd like to say it. That's a brilliant challenge, by the way. Brilliant challenge.
Yeah, man.
I have a note here that I'd like to say whilst we're here, because I don't. It's a bit of housekeeping. We had a message from Stephen Turner, one of the listeners, and he had corrections on the inheritance tax conversation that we had, which, quite frankly, I remember having it with you, but I was off on it or something.
Okay.
It's not as aggressive as I was making out, and he pointed out it's above 325k that you spend, that you have to give 40%. It's not as bad as I was making out, so I thought it was worth mentioning whilst we're in a lull.
Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciated. Hopefully at one point I have to consider it 325k thing, but chances are I ain't gonna have to, so whatever.
No,
I hope people out there are having the same debate and they're thinking, oh, what am I going to do with all this money? I really hope that everyone's doing okay.
I only really bring it up because of the principle. It's not that I'm due a 325 grand inheritance. It's just the principle of the government taking 40% of everything. It's a little bit more complicated than that, and that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't want everyone to listen and just be sat at home fucking plotting the next Guy Fawkes takeover because of some shite that we've spouted without researching.
If you're plotting to blow something up because of this podcast, stop what you're doing right now.
Just as a general disclaimer, most of this needs fact checking. This is all bollocks. I don't even know if I'm in Tuscany. I could be in Croydon, dude. I don't even know fucking what.
Dear. No, thank you for that, Stephen. I got the same thing. I got the email off him as well. I just need to reply. So thank you, Stephen, for clarifying that up. And what's lovely to see is we have a bunch of listeners that reach out and fact check, which is great. I love that. Please keep, help, but also they're engaged, they're listening. That email came through about an hour after the podcast had been released, so the dude was straight on it. And it's nice just to hear from people, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Very kind. V kind.
I didn't actually get the email. You just sent me a screen grab of it, so I thought I'd bring it up.
That's nice of you. Thank you. Very kind. So I put a film out, which was pretty cool the other day. I don't know if you've managed to see it yet. But
I haven't.
Cool.
I've been in transit. Can't wait. We can't do a watch along now, can we? No, we can't. That's
Nah, it'd just be boring.
I'm watching it after this, so that is my watching. Snuck it in there. Beat you to it.
Your watching is watching my video of my inner child.
So talk us through your video, because I'd actually love to hear more about it. Obviously, I know the concept, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember when this campaign first came out. Well, I saw it early before it came out, obviously, about the inner child thing. And I thought it started sparking things straight away, which I think is super interesting because it shows not only it shows the power of a good marketing campaign, basically, because this thing has stuck with me ever since I first saw it. I've had this idea. I've been out and scouted a few little places out already before. And I just was like, it's just got so much emotion that's hard to say, emotion flowing of just going out and not necessarily doing anything wild. It was just go out and just check out the places I used to ride as a kid and like what parts of, bikes were important to me. And dude, it brought up so much cool stuff though. It was so fun going out and doing it.
Rad. So what did you do? You revisited what?
So I revisited the road that I grew up on, which is a little road in a little town called Dronfield, just outside Sheffield, a little bit away from the Peak District. So I visited the road that I grew up on, and I basically used to ride up and down this street. It was like a block, so you could go round in circles.
Yeah.
So I used to ride round in circles, dude, constantly. I visited that. I spoke to my mum. She's got a little cameo appearance in there on a FaceTime call. She basically said the same thing, which was really nice, just to sit and reminisce with my mum for a little bit about bikes and what she remembers about me growing up, and that was really nice, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right.
And then there was a huge hill which goes down into the bottom of our town. Then basically my dad lived on the opposite side, so it's like we're like in a valley basically. I used to just bomb this hill, so bomb the hill. With some nice manuals and stuff. Visited the local dirt jumps that we first built.
So with all of these, was it like eye-opening to see how small everything is when you go back to it?
Sort of. Wait till you see the dirt jump section.
Oh, really?
The little, so these were some of the first dirt jumps, really. Like, we had a dirt jump spot, which was an old BMX track, but then when we got a little bit more into dirt jumping, we built this spot in the local woods. It's like 20 minutes from my house, like bike ride ish, and dude, some of them are pretty big.
Oh,
like
wicked.
It was, yeah.
That's
we had no business riding anything like that ever.
Yeah.
But we built this spot in the woods through a winter, and it must have been a relatively dry winter because we were in there at night. We were head torches like what you guys do at Farmer John's, I guess, but we were just a lot younger. Maybe 14 years old, 14, 15, something like that. So we built this spot. Fuck, dude, put so much work in. And then it rained really hard and the whole place just like flooded. Yeah. And we'd not ridden a single jump yet.
Really? Yeah.
So it was like, shit, like the whole place just floods. And the dirt is like really clayey, but it's a weird clay because it goes super slippy, super like fast. A little bit of water and it's just like unrideable. Yeah. So it's hard even to walk down there, man. Like you can barely walk if there's any water down there. So it's cool to go and take a look and see some of the sides of some of these jumps. Because again, we were building, but we didn't know if anything worked or not. We were just in this like momentum, right, of like building a line. So we didn't. I think we rode like the first few jumps ever, and then it was like, right, it floods, fuck it off, done. But the jumps are still there, and they're actually like pretty big. Some of them, like surprisingly
so you finally got
big.
To ride.
I rode one of them. There's only one of them that's probably rideable. The other ones will be in summer. I'm going to go down there and try and do the whole line, I guess.
Wicked.
But again, like they didn't work, dude. Like we didn't know what we were doing. We weren't up to scratch yet. Do you know what I mean? We were just piling dirt, make it as big as possible. Once that one's done, move to the next one. Don't worry about how much transitions in between it. Nothing. Just build something big. Yeah, just more. Just kept going, bigger and bigger. So there's a few shots of me like stood in the middle, arms out. Like this is pretty fucking like big. Like you'd second guess it now.
That's really cool.
I'd be like, it's kind of big. So I did that, and then went over to like my dad's side of where you know, where I grew up, which is a bit more community based. We had like a little speedway track I used to race on, and it was cool. I enjoyed it, man. It brought up a lot of emotion, and it was cool just to rope my mum and dad in a little bit, so they, you know, told a few stories on it and stuff like that.
I look forward to seeing it, man.
Dope.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. And credit to Tom as well, man. So Tom filmed it for me, a local filmmaker called Tom Wilson, who doesn't do much bike stuff. He listens to the podcast.
Nice one, Tom.
I didn't really ride with him as such. Sort of different friendship groups, I guess, but I knew of him, and then sort of reconnected not that long ago. And I said, "Look, dude, I've got this idea. Do you want to help me?" And he was keen for it. Bit different to what he usually does, which is like weddings and stuff. But I think he nailed it. Dude. Yeah, he killed it. Like, really creative guy as well. So yeah, super good. So thank you, Tom. I appreciate you, man. Thank you because it was a rough few days as well with the wind and like the rain, and we were sort of filming and then coming home and then going out again, and like it was pretty rough.
It's tough when there's someone else's time on the line. You're a bit like it is tough, isn't it? Like filming is not what I think. If you haven't ever filmed anything, I feel like you wouldn't expect it to be so stressful, but it is.
You're like, do you mind coming out now? Like, it's not raining. Let's go. And he's like, yeah, I'll be there. And I'm like, fuck, thank God. I don't want to be that guy that's like, come on, or getting wet and like muddy and But yeah, it's cool, man. Really enjoyed it. Like, it's just cool just to go and check out some places, and I guess also share a little bit more about me. Like, in a way, got this platform, always talking about stuff, but like to actually show people and whatnot was really cool. So
it goes with what we say. Like, people actually do know. They do know you. But without knowing you. So it's cool to share more, isn't it?
Yeah. Enjoyed it. I'm gonna do a little bit more work on the finding a rider thing this week. So hopefully by next week, I reckon we can pull the pin and start accepting resumes. What do you think we should call it? I've got one idea, but I don't know if it's good or not.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so we're we're the ride companion. Hang on, what was it now? Okay, I got it. So we're the ride companion. So what about the rising talent?
Let me just sort of work that on.
The rising talent. Like, we need a name for it. Like, it's like, you know, you've got like Britain's Got Talent, Pop Idol. What are the other ones? Dude, we're trying to find a star. We're trying to find like
what's the one where they
or two?
Where they sit in the chairs. What's the one where they sit in the chairs and they get someone up on stage who's like got something wrong with them and they're good at singing or whatever, you know? That's what I think of it as. Like they turn around and they see like me there, and they're like, you know what I mean? It's fucking hell. Oh, he's lovely voice.
Got the voice of an angel and a face of a homeless guy.
Oh, what a shame. It's like the What a Shame show.
I know which one you mean. They hit the button, they turn around. What is that show called?
Music's Got Talent on Ice.
Music,
just combine
show,
all of the shows, you know? They should combine all of them, so it's just like people making out with their exes while singing with chairs spinning round on ice. You know what I mean?
I love that idea, dude.
It's just like,
I love that idea.
The best show in the world, and it's every single
reality show. And game show all at the same time, and the Hunger Games as well. That's in there.
Yeah, Hunger Games is in there, and what's the Korean one that?
Squid Games in there as well.
Squid Games in there as well.
Yeah.
So they actually kill each other as well.
Yeah, in a jungle.
No. Yeah,
in a jungle.
Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah.
So it's called The Voice, that show, which doesn't really. I don't know if that really translates, but anyway, maybe we don't even need for a name for it. We don't need a name for it. I just thought
the Ride Companion's so good because it kind of just works for everything. So why don't we just call it the Ride Companion?
Okay, yeah, we could do that as well. We could do that, and we've got like a show companion who get. I don't know. Yeah, we just don't call it anything.
No, let's get some submissions.
Yeah, please. If anyone's got any ideas for our star search, then put it below.
The chosen one. I can't think of anything on the spot. I'm not feeling very imaginative, if I'm honest. I've just sat for 4 hours in a car from the airport, and the car, we packed way too much stuff in it. We went to the Italian Goodyear distributor and we put all of these, like all of the product in the back, and then there was basically way too much for the car.
Right. And this is something that we've discussed before about traveling, because you travel pretty heavy or light. What's your sort of vibe? And you bring certain things to tie things to stuff, like you're that guy, aren't you?
Yeah, so I've got a ratchet strap in my bike bag. Otherwise, I'm not. I don't go weighing my bike before I travel, because I just think I've got the stuff in there that I need. So I'm not going to ever take more than I need, you know. And also, I just if you can try and like the old trick where you get your foot under there, or I mean, I've honestly got away with it for years. Very few times I've had to pay extra, and I've always been over the weight limit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're thinking about going travelling again soon after all this shite, I think a lot of people panic when they're travelling with their bikes, and there's no need.
You're just used to it, though. You're in the groove, aren't you? I mean, you do it.
I think I just plough on through, like belligerently.
I did the same thing in the post office the other day. You just reminded me. I put the parcel on the scale and just put my finger underneath it and lifted it up a little bit. Saved myself, 30p or something. But dude,
I've got something. George sold some bars for me. She found some old bars that she was like, "Oh, what are you doing with these?" They were brand new. They hadn't been used, but I wasn't using them. They weren't DMR bars, so I was like, "Oh, sell them." So she sold them for £4, and then she gave them to me to post. And the postage was £12. So, so I want to say thank you to George for selling the bars. And
I did that with a £5 note. You know, when the new £5 notes came out, the number AK was quite popular. I found it on eBay, so I had AK 007, then loads of numbers, and I was like, "That's pretty cool. I'm gonna look on eBay, see how much they are." And people were selling them for like 12 grand, 10 grand. Obviously, they don't sell for that much. They just list them for that much, right?
Okay.
So I put this £5 note on, like £5 note, AK 007. It sold for £5.50, and I think the shipping was about that. I just sent someone a fiver in the post.
So annoying.
What a fucking idiot. Yeah. Oh well, we try, don't we?
Yeah,
we try these little hustles.
Dude? What can you do?
We try. Yeah. Anyway, what were we saying? What were we talking about? Why did you bring up bars? I can't remember what we were talking about.
Oh, I've just been crammed in a car.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is. So we've done a 4-hour journey, but the seats been like smashed up against. You couldn't get it straight. So I've been at 90 degrees. So I'm feeling quite beat up. I do find it interesting how like doing nothing is almost quite tiring sometimes.
You should have took the Compex, man, and just got a good workout in while you were sat there. And
dude.
Yeah, you should have took that there. But also, what car are you in? Like, why do you get such small cars?
I just think we got way more stuff than we thought we were going to have, and we ratcheted it to the roof. But we're in a Jeep Renegade, which is a strange.
Jeep Renegade.
Yeah, it's a strange car. So it's like, have you noticed a growing trend for kind of like strange upright SUVs? So they're like almost meant to look like off-road vehicles, but they're nothing about them is off-road.
Yeah, there is a lot of those. Fiat make one, I think. You know what's? I mean, this is different, but the Jimny's pretty cool. The new Jimny's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the Jimny
like
actually
G-Wag.
Like it would actually work.
Yeah,
doesn't
Qashqai is one of those probably. X-Trail.
But they do mega weird ones now. Like mega weird ones. I can't think of any examples because I sort of try and delete it from my brain as soon as I read it off the back.
Of course.
Because they have the same clearance as a normal car, but they're shaped upright like they're an off-road vehicle. I just have no idea what they're for.
Who buys this stuff, dude? It's like, I always see those, like that Citroen that's got like a cactus effect down the side of it. Do you know which one I mean? It looks like a bumper car.
I think it is a cactus, yeah.
It's a cactus, yeah. And you think, who's walked into a shop and thought, yeah, that's what I want. Like that's what I want to spend my £25,000 on.
Tell you who I reckon
Who's buying this stuff?
I reckon it's someone who lives near a lot of bollards and suffers from a lot of dented doors.
It's a lot of blind people. You know, if you see one of those on the road, you stay well away from it, right? It's like a Nissan Micra. You see a Micra, you think you're staying back. No one in a Nissan Micra can drive. That is a fact. that's bad. You stay well away from that stuff. Yeah, I just wonder sometimes. You see these ugly ass cars and you think, who's buying this shit? Like, what?
I think just people don't like. I don't know. I guess we're probably both into cars, so.
Not really, dude. £200 car on the drive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, not really. A little bit. I am into cars. Like owning a nice car is definitely a thing that I want to do.
I know what you mean. I think what it is you literally don't have any interest in cars, but you know you need one.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's say, for instance, maybe some of our listeners will be able to enlighten us, but I reckon people don't care about cars, but they know they need one. They need it to be reliable, and they're not interested in. They're interested in warranty, in the best possible finance
deal.
So they never have to worry about a car. So it's almost like they go in, they get the blue Cactus because they don't give a fuck. They got it on finance, and then they drive it to work every day, and it never breaks down, and it's covered under warranty. So maybe it's more like people are buying that than they are the actual vehicle.
Yeah, you are right. I think you will be right, definitely. You know, I remember my mum was looking for a new car a while ago, and she looked at one of those. I think it's a Wave. It's like a Renault. It's like the ugliest thing, dude, you've ever seen in your life. And I remember being like, why? What are you even like? Why? Why would you even think about buying one of those? She's like, oh, I quite like it. Like, you can get like a Porsche for the same money. Do you know, like a used Porsche for the same money?
Yeah,
like, why would you even consider that? It makes no sense to me. But
it is interesting because I actually think I'm a weird consumer.
Okay.
I don't know if you're the same. So I don't buy stuff. I stay in my lane. So I wouldn't comment on. There's not many things where I'm like, I don't know, I just like it. And then, do you know what I mean? I have to find out what is a good one.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you on
Do you
that.
understand what I mean?
I don't like much stuff. I often get worried at myself about that. You know, like, this is what I was thinking the other day. It's like, if we came to build a house, I don't know what I like.
Really, yeah.
I'd just go to a builder and say, here you go.
You just want a square one, wouldn't you?
Same with interior. I like the idea of liking it, but when it comes to actually figuring it out, I just flit about like various things and never actually make a decision.
It's fascinating how different. It's what makes the world fantastic.
It's why Bathroom Gate was quite interesting though, because Bathroom Gate, he never asked any questions. He just fitted it. It was like, cool, like it's done. I didn't have to like anything. I didn't look at taps. I didn't look at sinks, baths, nothing. It was just in. And it's like, that's nice.
Dude, I'm the most annoying. I'm the opposite in that respect.
I wish I was like that. I really do.
I get so obsessed, and I know exactly. I can visualize exactly. It's just amazing how different brains work. I think there's no right and wrong. Like, I'm completely useless, as you know, at most other things. But then when it comes to like having a picture in my head of what I want something to be.
Right.
I'm like driven by it, obsessed by it. I'm like,
okay. I wish I was like that.
Of a house, yeah.
I really do. What are you like that with bikes though? Are you like, I want it to look?
I know what I want, dude. Yeah, I do.
Really?
I do know what I want. Like, bikes is one of those things where you become a bit jaded, I guess, as the more you. Like, it's really something I deal with every single day, so I take it for granted almost.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas
all right.
You know, if I was redecorating a house, I would really come up with I'd be able to come up with exactly what I look around at stuff, and it can be in a coffee shop. I'll just see something and I'll be like, oh, that concrete worktop is cool, or whatever. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Different people are.
Yeah, I wish I was a bit more like that. Again, with the bike thing, it's often, you know, you meet someone out riding and I don't know, they're like, oh, I can't wait to get the Blue Hope brakes, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Just, I never even think about buying them, but cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird.
It is funny.
Very strange.
It's what makes the world good. If everyone was the same, it'd be fucking boring, wouldn't it? The world would be so boring.
It would. You're right. Try and mix it up a little bit. Try and keep it, you know.
Do you ever watch like Grand Designs or Architectural Digest or any of those? So
George Clark's. Big fan of George Clark's. I watch George Clark's Small Spaces. Love that shit, mate. Again, I enjoy it. I like interior design. I will look. Like, I'll be like, oh, on different websites, I'm like, oh, I really want that, but I can never make a decision. Is what
the decision is it? Yeah.
I'm like, I like it, but then I'm like, yeah, but how much is it? All right, it's that. You know, maybe we can just get this one over here. Maybe, or we. I don't know. I'm just not that guy. But also, a lot of it is never really having the finances before to like back it up. It's like you can like it, waste their time liking it. It's like liking Lamborghinis. Cool, great. You ain't having one yet, so don't
I hear you, dude. That's fucking training. That's from being poor. If you've been
It
poor,
is.
I've never had money. So,
it
so
is.
I've trained myself to not want stuff. It's not actually some Buddhist, like, I'm enlightened, I don't need anything. It's literally because I've got fuck all money, so I can't get it. There's no way.
So you tell yourself you don't like it. You
Yeah.
tell yourself, I don't like it. You're like,
100%, yeah.
yeah.
It's funny, isn't
It's like, literally, you see a Ferrari, you're like, yeah, it's alright, I'm not that bothered. Really, inside, you're like, fuck, I want that car so bad.
I was in a charity shop the other day. I found a shirt. It was like a fleece shirt. It was really cool. It was it was a cool pattern on this fleecy shirt.
Yeah.
Really wanted it, and I was with George. She's like, "Well, get it." Like, I don't buy any clothes ever.
No.
And then I just talked myself out of it. I'm like,
How much we talking? It's in a charity shop. How much we talking?
"Oh, dude, yeah, exactly. We're talking like fucking less than 20 quid." And still, I'm just like, I just have this voice in my head. This voice in my head that I've been training myself all my life to have. I stand there and I'm like, "You chicken shit. Why do you need this shirt? You some sort of bit. Why do you need this shirt? Oh, you think you'd be cool in the shirt? Ah, look at you. You think you're cool in the new shirt?" And then I put it down and walk out of the store.
Same thing.
Idiot.
Do the same thing. Do the same
It's
thing.
funny,
Man.
isn't it?
I'll do the same thing. And that's what I mean about, designing stuff and having stuff. Yeah, I'll go look at stuff and I will like something. I don't know, let's take a bed. We're looking for a bed for a while ago, and I'm like, oh, I really like that bed. And you see the price and you're like, no, I don't like it actually. I like
Our bed's fine. Yeah, no, our bed's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I love sleeping on the floor.
It's good.
What?
I like
It's
it.
fine.
I like it.
That's funny. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I'm quite weird with food.
Ah.
Food is definitely a weirdness because I let the discount stickers, the yellow stickers, I just let them dictate. They decide my diet. I just get yellow sticker vegetables the entire time. That's all I eat. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just yellow stickers. The reduced.
We've been quite grown up recently. We got ourselves a veg box. So they deliver every week. Basically a box full of veg, and you pay a set amount every week, and then you just get seasonal veg.
So, veg box, what happens?
It's the weirdest transition ever, right? So, veg box, what happens? So basically you pay your money every month, every week, £25, you get a box full of veg. Seasonal veg, local greengrocer, fruit and veg. We're talking carrots, parsnips, celery, cauliflower.
Nice.
You name it, it's in there, man. Really good. It means you're not having to go to the supermarket all the time as well, which I fucking hate because people look at you funny because we're outdoors now. Or we should be inside or something. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. Little veg box going on. Right. I feel like we're having connection issues, so we're gonna make this a short and sweet, but equally quite good little podcast. Just a quick shout out that on Instagram, the night of this episode coming out.
It's today,
so
isn't it? It is today.
It's today. Focus are giving away a toy bike. So that's the one that everyone's been frothing over. I've seen all the comments below your video. Where can I get a bike? Where can I get a bike?
The Jam Carbon, yes.
The Jam Carbon miniature model bike. You can get one. Just head to Focus Instagram if you don't already follow them. It's called New Toy on the Shelf, I guess. Hang on. I'm just going to open this quick thing up, Ollie, if you don't mind. Really, 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 really quick with my super good internet.
I don't know if you're allowed to announce. Of course you can, because it's today.
It's today.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. You can head to Focus Instagram. They're going to put all of the information up there.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I see what they've done. I see what they've done. All right. So you're gonna print off this PDF. You're gonna cut out your toy bike. You're gonna place it in your Instagram story or a post, and you can win one of those toy bikes. That's dope, man. I'm looking forward to doing that.
That is really cool, isn't it?
I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to do something with it, that's for sure. And it's probably going to be disgusting. I don't know what. I'm going to do something with it, that's for sure. That's cool.
What did you think of the video with the
so good,
perspective?
man.
It was super fun, actually. But it was, I think Jacob and Rue killed it with the imagery, because we just did a day messing around with us in our silly cars and our stupid toys, and Yeah, it was super
Nah,
fun.
it's super cool.
Yeah.
Super good. I love that Deeks has got a Mini. I just find that
It
hilarious.
is, isn't it? Do you remember in The Simpsons where there was the very tall man in the very small car?
I don't actually
You don't.
know. No,
And he went past
no.
Nelson, and Nelson went, you don't remember it? No, anyway. It was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It was good. Obviously nailed it again. It was a lot of inspiration for me going out and filming that thing, was seeing you guys just
wicked.
dicking around
Yeah.
with toys. And Ivan's one is really good as well
Yeah.
in the lab. That's dope. And I think there's another one to come
There
out as
is.
well pretty soon.
From
The
404
crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats on cat.
Focus killing it at the moment, man, with the marketing. Killing it.
Absolutely.
Really
They're
good.
very
Super exciting.
aren't they? Yeah, they're very good.
Super exciting. So have I got a watching? Let me have a look. No, I've got a listening though. So got a good listening actually. Ace Freshly, New York Groove.
Ace Freshly.
I'm back in the New York groove.
Back in the New York groove. Okay, nice.
It's a jam, dude. It's a jam. I don't know who Ace Freshly is. Yes, I do. He's one of the members of Kiss.
Okay.
Formerly a member of Kiss. He's co-founder of Kiss. And everyone knows who Kiss are, because of course you don't. There you go.
Nice.
And this is Ollie's.
This is mine.
And
It's
Axel Rod moment. Floyd the Locksmith.
Yep, locksmith spelt wrong, but what can you do? You know,
Yeah.
it's on purpose. He's done it.
Locksmith.
Yeah, man.
And Axel. Yeah, I got it, man.
Excellent.
All right. We'll throw it in the playlist. Appreciate y'all
Super.
for listening to the playlist. But yeah, Ace Freshly, that's been my jam at the moment, mate. I'm
Oh, wicked.
really enjoying
Look
that
forward
track.
to it. Nice.
Um,
I feel like we should.
What else we got?
Well, I'm gutted. I've put down here in my notes Troy Brosnan breaking his ankle. Really gutted for him. I'm
sucks.
yeah,
man.
it really sucks. Horrible crash. I don't know if you saw the footage of it.
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, it's just
but what's
so-
interesting to think is, you've got Lords coming up in about a month, and professional riders at that level as well. Well, any rider really. But like, you're playing this game all the time of injury, but also trying to get up to speed. And here's a prime example, right? If you're racing nationals, it's a pretty stacked field anyway. Trying to get up to speed for Lords, but you're dancing this edge all the time, right? Of how far do you push it? Here we go. We're going to push it. We're going to get up to speed for Lords, and then boom, something comes up and bites you in the ass. And it got me thinking a little bit about it, to be honest, today on my little run that I did.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I'm being if I'm way off on this. Okay, but I feel like the average speed of a downhill rider on a downhill racetrack has increased by a long way over the last 10 years. And it makes me wonder, because we get a lot of injuries, and it makes me wonder whether there's something in, like,
Whether it's getting too
track
fast.
design, and what the point is. My personal view is I don't get much more. Like going at 30 miles an hour in a straight line through trees, through rocks and stuff, or going 12 miles an hour and banging turns. To me, the two don't. There isn't one that's way worse than the other. If anything, one just has more risk. I'm not saying I don't enjoy bombing 30 miles an hour through trees. I do, but one has more risk. So it was just a thought. I don't know what our listeners would think. Maybe I sound like an idiot, but certainly there was that Maribor.
Unfortunately, bombing is the one that wins you the races. So you're always walking that tightrope of being on the edge.
But in track design, there's not always points where you're sustaining 30 to 40 miles an hour through the woodland.
I see what you mean.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking any of it, but I just wonder, all these bikes are way longer, all these wheels are way bigger, and I wonder whether we're losing, I don't know, whether we're going too quick.
Interesting conversation. I think we should. I think we should think about it and come back, and we'll have some actual insights for people about what maybe what we think, and we'll get listeners to submit some stuff what they think about, especially coming into a new season, track design, what we're looking forward to seeing. Do you want to see high speed racing at bike parks, or do you want to see technical stuff?
I don't know if I've just completely made that up as well, by the way, as a disclaimer. I don't know if that's complete bollocks, but certainly from my own memory of watching downhill tracks, you have the motorway section at the bottom that comes out in the open. That's what I remember as a kid. Even at local racetracks, that's what it was. And then the rest of the track tended to be super windy, slower speed, I don't know. Maybe things have changed to suit more bike parks or what? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. No, well, let's pick that up. I think let's try explore that a little bit, especially before the first race in Lords, which is just over a month away, which is crazy to think that there's going to be a downhill race soon. Especially with the weather and stuff, dude. It doesn't look great in France at the moment. I think it's going to be a mudder. I dare say March in France is probably going to be a mudder, but we'll see. We shall. Did you watch any of the Olympics out of interest?
I watched some of the freestyle skiing. I saw a lot of pictures of. It looked really bad. The place, like how I don't know.
The freestyle didn't it? Because it's on an industrial estate.
It's insane. Could they not have picked? Because they obviously had to custom build like a slope with the jump on and all of the snow and stuff. And they picked it next to like these horrible chimneys with like spewing pollution out of them and like.
I wonder why they didn't just do it where they do the rest of the skiing, like the alpine stuff and the half pipe and stuff. That was in there.
I have absolutely no clue. Yeah.
I wonder why. I'll find out. I'll ask Tim because our boy from the podcast, Tim, who's been on a few times, was commentating.
Amazing.
So. I'll find out why, actually.
Yeah, dude, that'd be good. I'd love to know
the hockey's good, dude. If anyone isn't a hockey fan or are a hockey fan,
watch that, yeah.
The final of the men's hockey, Russia and Finland, is really good. The semi-final, Sweden and Slovakia. No, the bronze medal game, Sweden and Slovakia, is really good as well. So that's kept me entertained and out of my own head for an hour or two over the weekend, which was quite nice.
Wicked. All right, I'll check that out.
Enjoyed it. We didn't do any listener questions.
We've done nothing, dude. This has just been. You'll be happy to hear this. The roof is still on the building, but there's some tables flipped out there.
What I was going to do was rather than do listener questions, I just got people to submit the best memories of riding bikes as a kid.
Brilliant. I
So I was going to just read a few of those out instead, and then we can be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Can I just go grab my phone though, because I don't know where it is.
Hey, no worries. I'll entertain everyone.
All right, you entertain
in the meantime. So.
Okay.
My memories of riding as a kid, I don't know if I've not got many. We used to live next to a school and there was a bank. The reason I asked Davey earlier if it all looked really small is I've gone back since I was older and it all looked tiny. And I must have been really young. So,
mate, it is weird. Certain stuff definitely looks different when you go and explore it. And I hope people go out and do it. I hope it's a little bit of inspiration for people to go and like have a look around and... Dude, it's just nice just to be around it and just like fucking. It was funny. So yeah, like just going to the speedway track that I used to make around these three trees. We used to have like speedway meetings, but I was older. I was probably a bit old for doing this, to be honest. And nobody else was any good at this sport like them. Basically, I just used to win consistently. It was kind of bullying, but more like sport bullying.
Sport bullying.
Yeah, like they were getting fitter. These kids, you know what I mean? I was just like, come on. 4 laps, let's go. And they were fucking, we just want to play cricket, man. Like, leave me alone. I'm like, no, speedway meeting, let's go. Parents are coming out to watch. Funny. Okay.
Every time.
There's a few really funny ones in here, man. I thought we'd just share some. Hopefully it gives people a nice little shout out on the podcast as well. So we've got at Moofies. My dad used to gather dust and leaves in a pile to make a skid zone. Major slappage. I used to do that as well. I used to do that.
That's cool. That's really cool. Good dad.
Dude,
good work, Dad.
Skidding as a kid. Oh, mate, skidding.
I remember working it out. When you worked out that's what it did. Like the brake did that. It's like, that's free. I can just keep doing that. Oh,
yeah, just keep doing it. Yeah, that is the best. What else we got? At Matty Baker 1985. I received a new BMX for Christmas in 1993. I only found out 2 years ago it was second hand and my dad built it. I love that his dad built a bike. Okay, there's a lot of kids riding, dads with taking stabilisers off.
It's weird to think that kids will have such dialed bikes now. Like have you seen like the 24 full suspension bikes?
Really
good. They have actual proper components on. That's half of the fun for me was being on a shitter when I was younger. You know, you're up against it. You can feel I remember feeling like the wheel flex and stuff in turns. You know, that sound of like the tyre pumped up too hard and the spokes flexing too much, just like that.
Yeah, I had the BMX which had like mag wheels on it and stuff, which was just it is fucking cool, man. Alex Raven, constantly riding around the local area, scouting and building sketchy jumps and lines. Dude, fully embraced that as well, for sure. At Sketchy. Davey, could you fix it for me? I don't think you can say fix it for me anymore. I think that's a bit... Jim will fix it. Yeah, that's done. Davey, can you sort it for me to bunny up a rally grifter? Because I tried for years.
But they're heavy things. Bad position as well for a bunny hop.
I remember this actually. At Loose Riders England, Rally Dirt Cross advert had Stuart Pearce on it, who was a football player. I remember that advert as well from local bike shop.
Way.
Yeah, there's a bunch, man. What we got? Sorry, this is really boring for people listening, I guess, unless it's Neil Hunt. 1, 2, 3. Winning my first road race as a junior, having been pretty shit at most sports during school. Can definitely relate to that as well. I was shite at sport. Utter shit, I think. In fact, I was pretty good at football, actually. I played football and ice hockey at a decent level.
Sound like you're quite good at
sport. But anything else, yeah, very sporty lad.
If you're good at football, then you're safe, man. You're safe.
Yeah, you were safe at school, weren't you? It was anything out of that ordinary, you were an outcast.
Neil's a beast, still on a bike. Neil.
He is. He beasted me last year, big time.
Legs off, he will. He's a dangerous rider. Yeah.
Tell me about it. It's with Neil that I tried to do that 100-mile ride.
Of course, yeah.
Got to 60 and had to peace out.
Cheers, Neil.
I'm done with this.
Catch you in a bit, mate.
I'm done, mate. Like, get me on a train. I'm going home. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch. Thank you everyone for submitting. I'll probably share some of those in the Instagram stories because there's some really, really nice ones.
Sorry for all the technical difficulties and sorry for...
I feel like it's been a random episode, but you know, every now and again.
Yeah, it's my bad. I need to just be at home more, and I do apologise to everyone.
No, you don't.
Well, no, I do. I need to get my shit dialed a bit more. I need to cool ahead, make sure there's not 90 mile an hour sideways winds and in and out Wi-Fi.
It's all good, mate. It's good to catch up. We appreciate it. It's always nice.
Absolutely.
Just to catch up and get something out there for our lovely listeners to listen to.
Right.
So hopefully you all have enjoyed. We'll be back to hopefully regular, not regular. What do we call it? Better quality. Let's put it that way. Content next week. We're going to come with some. We're going to have some insights, some downhill insights. We're going to have track talk. Let's try and get a guest as well. I think Warner's probably due to come back on pretty soon. Sure. Let's get Warner on.
That'd be good.
Let's get Warner back on for a chat about some downhill stuff ahead of the season.
Do you know what this episode should be called?
Yeah, please. I always struggle with names.
You know?
Storm damage. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. That might be good for the algorithm.
Please. Anything for the algorithm, mate. You know me.
Or we could call it Storm Damage live from Heathrow.
I meant to talk about that. Big Jet Jerry. Have you watched Big Jet Jerry?
That's great.
Yeah, so Big Jet Jerry Dyer was the old editor of Dirt magazine, and he's kind of gone viral, huh?
Yeah, that one did. That was, dude, there was a point where there's like 250,000 people watching, and he was like singing and stuff. Yeah. It was so funny.
And he sounds like a mountain biker. So you've got a bloke that sounds like a mountain biker. I mean, we should get Big Jet Jerry on. Let's get Big. We'll be able to.
Can we?
Yeah, because he'd be a fascinating.
Do you know him?
No, but I feel like I do. I've met him before multiple times, but I was a kid. And that'd be really good. Let's reach out to him.
Yeah, let's. Big Jet Jerry. All right, okay. Let's do that, man. Let's try and make it happen. You might have a bit more of an in than me just sliding into the DMs.
I'll see who I can reach out to and see if we can get a direct contact.
Let's get Big Jet.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Because he's been on BBC and stuff, hasn't he? Yeah. I'd love to hear how it all happened.
Let's get him on. We need some more random guests. Let's just go out a little bit. Let's just throw it out there a little bit. The person I spoke to today was keen to come on.
Oh, incredible.
I'm not really allowed to.
Michael Flack.
Yeah, it could be
incredible.
Kind of cool.
Oh shit! Did I?
Funny. Cool. All right. It's been again, thank you, folks. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the love on the little film that I put out as well. It's really, really appreciated. It means a lot every time. Anything, I'm not a YouTuber, so it's nice to put this stuff out sometimes. And at Odub_23, keep posted on the Instagram. We'll be giving you details about the ride companion, rider, athlete.
Yeah, help us out here.
Program.
Help us out here, listeners. You already help us out enough, but listeners,
if you've got a name,
help us out more.
Yeah, could put it. Yeah, and that's it. It's a
Episode
wrap.
33. Peace.